Welcome guys, welcome to Toya Talks Real Estate, and in today's video we're going to be talking about down payment assistance programs. What are down payment assistance programs? Down payment assistance programs help you reduce the amount of money you have to put down on a house. I know y'all want to save y'all coins, right? Because remember, you got to pay for closing costs. So down payment assistance, down payment assistant programs can really come in handy. You really have to read the language, understand what you're getting into, and really weigh the pros and cons of the program. What are down payment assistance programs? Down payment assistance programs can be grants or loans to help you with your down payment on a real estate property. And what do I mean by that? Say if you're buying a house for $400,000 and you're an FHA buyer. FHA loans typically require you to put down 3.5%. Okay? So 3.5% of a $400,000 loan is typically around the $14,000, $15,000 range, somewhere around there. So a down payment assistance program will help you with that down payment. Therefore, you don't have to come up with the entire $15,000, $16,000 down. However, you still are required to pay closing costs depending on the down payment assistance program that you decide to go with. But for the most part, it's just down payment assistance. Sometimes they offer additional funding for closing costs, but starting off, just put in mind that I would at least have my down payment portion taken care of when I'm investing in this particular real estate deal. You can find down payment assistance programs at the local level, at the regional level, or even with the lenders. For instance, you can go to Bank of America, Chase, or whoever you bank with and go to their mortgage section and see if they have any down payment assistance programs. Typically, you would go to your state that you're in. If they do have a page for that, you would go to the state that you're in, and then you would filter by the county that you're in, and then it would provide down payment assistance programs based on the city that you live in. So for instance, I know with Bank of America, there's a city in South Florida called Boca Raton, and the last time that I checked, they offered $10,000 towards down payment, okay? So that is a really good deal if you're somebody who needs that extra cushion. You may have the money for closing costs, but you may not have all, closing costs and a down payment. So now that you know that each state offers down payment assistance programs, even down to the local level, there are eligibility requirements in order for you to be able to get those grants. One of them, and the majority of the time, each loan is different, but one of them, you have to be a first-time home buyer. There are down payment assistance programs for people who are on their second home or who are just not, new first-time home buyers. But for the most part, it is geared towards first-time home buyers only. You would also have to attend a first-time home buyer seminar. And the other requirement is you may have to go with their lender. Now, all of these requirements are not set in stone. It's going to be a good guide for you to go by whenever you're applying for a down payment assistance program or when you're researching it. So typically, to recap, they want you to be a first-time home buyer. They would probably want you to attend a first-time home buyer seminar or workshop, not always required, and they may require you to use their lender during the home buying process. Now, for down payment assistance programs, it's not always a grant. Okay, sometimes it could appear as a second mortgage, and it may come off as 100% financing loan programs, if any of you have heard that. So there may be lenders or banks pitching programs like, hey, you don't have to, come up with the full down payment. It's 100% financing, meaning that the bank will provide the down payment and you just worry about closing costs. Again, if you're buying a house and it's $400,000, your down payment is anywhere between $14,000 and $16,000 if you're doing 3.5%. So once you get your mortgage, just to say your mortgage is around $2,700, they may add another $100 to your mortgage payment making it around $2,800 now until you pay down that $15,000 that they provided you as a down payment. Then your mortgage will be reduced to back down to the $2,700. That could be in addition to your private mortgage insurance that you would be paying if you did not put down the full 20%. So one thing I want you guys to remember, ain't nothing free, okay? Nothing is free. So even if they pitch to you, hey, this is 100% down payment program, you don't have to worry about it, we'll front you the money. Remember, more than likely it's going to come as a second mortgage. Depending on the down payment assistance program that you're with, there's a caveat to it. So they may say, okay, we'll provide you this down payment, this $15,000. However, you would have to stay in the property for 7 years or for 15 years. It would have to be your primary residence. A lot of people don't have those plans. Some people may want to get into investing. Some people, with their job, if they're in the military, they don't know if they're going to stay there that long. And it has to be your primary residence. So really ask questions whenever you're applying for any down payment assistance program to make sure it's going to meet your long-term goals, okay? And also remember, in this competitive market that we're in, you would have to find a seller that's okay with a 60-day closing. Maybe 45-day, but the majority of the time is 60-day closing. Because for down payment assistance programs, it can take up to 60 days to get the money for you to be able to close on. So that's very important because for most competitive offers, sellers are looking for a fast closing. So if you have a seller that's doing a post-occupancy, they want to stay another 30 days afterwards, or they need time to move, that may be a good option for you to impose that down payment assistance program, okay? And then you also have to be mindful of, there are certain price caps depending on the area that you live in. There are certain income caps depending, of course, on the area in the state. So just be mindful of those things once you're searching, once you've started on your down payment assistance research. But remember, there's nothing that's free. So either they're gonna want you to stay in that property for a certain amount of time. They're gonna want you to stay in a specific area. They're gonna want you to stick to a certain, it's not that it's a bad thing. I just want people to be prepared and understand what they're getting themselves into, and don't feel like they don't have the answers or the research or the resources, and that they haven't done their due diligence. Because remember, they're trying to make a profit, right? And I'm trying to get you 2 steps ahead, okay? So again, down payment assistance programs are excellent resources, especially if you see yourself staying somewhere for the long term, okay? And I thank you guys so much for joining me on this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. If you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the comment box below. Let me know what kind of videos you guys are looking for. Thank you so much, guys. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.